Have you had embarrassing moments of profuse sweating? Has this been an issue like maybe after you eat or after you drink something, or maybe you're having night sweats? What's causing all this perspiration? I can share something with you. It was very embarrassing for me. I was doing a lot of things after I had my 4 children, trying to be very active with all their activities. And as a scout leader or, assistant co-chair or whatever I was doing, I was up in front of all these scouts and I was trying to do different activities and things in the evening. Sometimes I wasn't eating on time, or I was just drinking things that, try to do things very quickly. And my gosh, I was up in front of all these kids and I had these huge sweat marks under my arms from the shirts that I was wearing. And, it was all those uniform tan shirts. And it was so embarrassing. And I remember even sometimes being so, having a lot of the sweats, even when I went out, because I love to dance and I like to be out. And sometimes the most embarrassing thing I ever did was I would get a woman's sanitary napkin and put it inside my shirt just because I was sweating so much. It's so embarrassing. So some of these things occur for, different reasons. And so let's talk about why we sweat. Sometimes we're sweating to detox from something, and that's what most of us are doing, detoxing. So some of the things that you sometimes associate sweating with is like losing weight. Well, you're losing water weight, and that's not always great if you're losing a lot of water weight, because you have to replenish yourself, right? So your body's going to try to keep some sort of balance with all your, volume, your blood volume, and your circulatory system, and your heart. Maybe, it wants to beat and do all the things it's got to do. And your kidneys have to work to balance these volumes, all the fluid levels. Kidneys and a lot of the glands and your pituitary or hypothalamus, your thyroid, all these things are working together. And would you believe that what you put in your mouth can actually cause electrolyte, mineral, and hormonal imbalances? And those imbalances can cause really severe issues with your heart, with your gut, even your stomach, and your urinary system. So we can throw these things way, way out of balance by eating and drinking the wrong things, and doing it at times when sometimes we're over consuming and sometimes we're not consuming enough. I know, so I've talked to so many women who said, I'm not going to drink if I'm going to travel because I'll have to go to the bathroom. Well, they might have eaten a lot of bad food, which might be a lot of carbohydrates and sugars. That'll dry you out. And then if you don't drink some volume to maintain or just bring in the electrolytes to help keep things in balance, then you're going to have all kinds of ups and downs, and it's going to play with your entire system. So just remember, heat intolerances and sweats usually occur when you're overloaded with sugar or carbohydrates. Some people have mentioned meat sweats, and you can, with too much protein, possibly also have sweats. But usually it is related to carb overload. There are some other things, extra calcium. I'm sorry, my puppy dog's talking to me. But all these things, anything in too much excess, the body is going to want to get rid of. So there are other ways that the body gets rid of it. It's nasal drainage. You can go from runny nose to, and they call it a cold, but you can go from a runny nose to also, getting all stuffy and dried up. And now sometimes that's related to being exposed to a germ. But, you might have a cough or a phlegm or something that, you know, the body's going to try to get rid of some of these things, especially if you're eating and you're noticing you're coughing when you, not long after you eat, your body's saying, you know, you can't eat that. If you start choking and things are happening, your body's telling you that you don't need that, whatever that food source is. The other thing is, of course, the urinary system and the bowel system. So if you're having extremes from going to the bathroom too much in one direction or the other, you know, these are related to sometimes extremes with eating and habits that we have been accustomed to, maybe that we've acquired over a long period of time. And it sometimes takes time to fine-tune those to get things back in balance and to have some homeostasis. Diane Greco-Allen, food relationship coach. Just remember, sugar and hot weather don't go together. It's better to stay with low sugar and really low carb, low carb, carb smart with as minimal sugar as you can. You'll need some simple sugar for some quick energy, but don't play around with a lot of sugar during the heat because that will lead to dehydration and could lead to a heart attack. Diane Greco-Allen. Thank you.